Good afternoon and welcome into Episcopal Academy. Chris Markowitz here for the Sports Fan Base Network as the Episcopal Academy Churchmen at 1-8 on the year play host to the Haverford School, who comes into this ballgame at 6-2 on the 2021 campaign. A quick look at the starting lineups. First for the visiting Fords. At guard, a 5'7" senior, number 1, Bernie Rogers. At guard, a 6'2" senior, number 2, Christian Clover. At guard, a 6-foot senior, number 3, Zach Genther. At guard, a 6'4" junior, number 5, Jameel Brown. And at forward, a 6'6" senior, number 13, Ethan Pollock. The head coach for the Fords in his 6th year is Bernie Rogers. And for the home squad, the Churchmen. At forward, a senior, number 4, Adam Archambault. At guard, a senior, number 10, Will Delaney. At guard, a freshman, number 22, Kevin McCarthy. At guard, a sophomore, number 23, Will Lang. And at guard, a junior, number 30, Sam Malloy. The head coach for EA is Brian Shanahan. So the Fords win the tip, and they have the basketball dressed in their road red jerseys. Rogers double-teamed, kicks to Pollock. His shot doesn't fall. The rebound hauled in by EA. And the Fords come in with a record of 6-2. That's the best in the Interact this season as this triple falls. Nice touch from distance by Will Delaney. Delaney committed to play lacrosse next year at Hofstra. And he's got the first 3 points of the ball game. These two teams met earlier this year, back on February 6th. As Brown kicks to the corner, and that pass for Rogers a bit too high and out of play. And excuse me, these teams actually met. It was originally scheduled for February 6th. That game got canceled and pushed back to the 9th. And in that ball game, the Fords came away with a 58-42 victory. Steal here by Genther. Brown off the window. Malloy tried to take the charge, but Brown was able to easily glide past him. And Jameel Brown, the star for the Haverford School, committed to Purdue. Nice movement on the interior here. Archambault no good on the shot. He gets his own miss, and another 3 for Will Delaney. 6-2 advantage for EA. 6 minutes and 22 seconds remain in the first quarter, and another turnover by the Fords. An uncharacteristic start for Bernie Rogers' squad, and he calls a timeout with 6:21 remaining here in the first quarter. We'll take a break. EA leads the Haverford School 6-2. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Episcopal Academy leads the Haverford School 6-2 with 6:21 to go in the first quarter. Chris Markowitz here for the Sports Fan Base Network, and it's been a sloppy start to the ball game for the 6-2 Fords. EA with the basketball and unable to break the press. Rogers with the steal. Brown to Genther. And his finger roll falls, +1. Zach Genther absorbs the contact and lays it in off the window and earns a trip to the free throw line. That foul is on Sam Malloy. It's his first and the first of the ball game for either squad. Genther money on the free throw. Full court press here by the Fords. Malloy up ahead. That's McCarthy. And EA sets up in the half court. 12 seconds on the shot clock. High post, fall away jump shot, no good for Lang. The rebound to Genther. Brown, deep triple off the front rim. Deflected out of play by Pollock. But Jameel Brown, even though he was short, he's got that kind of range. One of the best players in the Delco. And he gets a steal here. Brown lost it between two defenders, and that's off of him. Deflected it out of play with his left hand. Dan Springman enters the game for the Fords and replaces Ethan Pollock with 5:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Episcopal Academy ahead 6-5. Delaney up ahead. And an open three, too strong for Lane. The rebound to Archambault, and he uses the glass. Adam Archambault is committed to play basketball at Albright, a D3 program out in Reading, Pennsylvania. And he's got his first bucket of the game. EA leads by 3. Brown doubled in the post. Good feed to Clover, but he can't handle the pass. And EA comes away with the turnover. McCarthy gets the steal. Another three on the money. Will Delaney has it working from distance. He's got 9 points, all of them off trifectas. And EA has a 6-point lead. Rogers, guarded by Delaney, on the drive. Corner three for Clover, left it short, and the floorboard goes to Malloy. Clover couldn't miss from distance a week ago on senior day, as Archambault has the easy layup. Against Springside Chestnut Hill Academy, Clover poured in 30 points off 7 threes. As Brown goes on the drive, his runner no good. Gets his own miss, kicks to Rogers, deep triple, off the mark. Delaney pushes the other way. Clover pressures in the corner. Skip pass, McCarthy, splash. Kevin McCarthy connects on a triple. And EA has come out and surprised the Fords as the Churchmen lead 16-5 with 3:11 to go in the opening quarter. Brown stops from the left wing, no good. A fight for the floorboard, it's won by Delaney. Will Delaney doing it all right now. He dives to the floor, hustles to get a rebound. He's hit 3 trifectas here in the first quarter. And EA playing hungry, ahead by 11. Delaney, a deep triple, but no, it didn't go. And even if it had fallen, we had a foul on Archambault. Offensive foul as a pair of substitutions check in for EA. Alex Zhu into the ball game for the Churchmen, along with Dan Kane. Isaiah Boyd and Chris Sims onto the floor now for the Haverford School. Rogers to Springman. Bernie Rogers. Now Brown to Sims. Good defense on this possession, and then an offensive foul taken by Alex Zhu. He got in the way of Chris Sims, and Sims is guilty of the charge. First Haverford School foul of the ball game. This is a motivated Churchman team. They come into this ball game at 1-8. It's been a rough year for Episcopal Academy, sort of a rebuilding year. But they've got an early 11-point advantage as Brown leads the Fords the other way. Rogers into the paint. Springman, pure. Dan Springman, the 6'8 junior, with a nice outside touch. And that cuts the EA lead down to 8. Zoo over to Lang. 1:44 to go in the quarter. 18-foot jumper is air. And the rebound won by Episcopal Academy. Baseline drive. This pass hauled in by Zoo. Lang out to Zoo. He lines up a triple and clanks it off the back iron. Brown in rhythm, kicks to Sims. Rogers deep three, front iron. The Fords have gotten a couple good looks, just haven't knocked them down as Rogers falls down, pass to the corner. This three off the mark. And Matt McCarthy had a wide open layup, elected to kick it out for the three. Perhaps he didn't realize that Bernie Rogers had fallen down on the play. As a couple substitutions check in for Episcopal Academy. Less than a minute to play here in the opening quarter. Springman thought about the three, now feeds Boyd in the post. He's triple teamed, and now a tie-up. The possession arrow favors the Churchmen. It was Alex Zoo who got his hand in from behind to force the tie-up, and that's no easy task against Isaiah Boyd, the 6'3", 255-pound junior. Malloy. Now Kane. 14 seconds on the shot clock. Kane, no good on the hook. Less than a second separates the shot and game clock. The Fords can hold for the final shot of the quarter. Instead, Springman, too strong from deep. Malloy makes Sims fall and kicks to the corner. Kane, air. Heave from Brown, left short, and that will take us to the end of the first quarter. Episcopal Academy jumps out to an early 16-8 lead over the Haverford School. We'll take a break. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Episcopal Academy leads the Haverford School 16-8 as we enter the second quarter of action. Chris Markowitz here for the Sports Fanbase Network. And the Fords came into this game riding a 4-game winning streak. Last time out, they knocked off a tough Germantown Academy squad by the final score of 60-47. Also had a big victory over Malvern Prep back on February 24th. That by the final score of 74-67. So this is a Fords team that has hit its stride as of late. Struggling out the gate here, though, against Episcopal Academy. This pass into the paint stolen away, and the Fords are having some problems with turnovers early on. Episcopal Academy playing inspired here in its final game of the season. It's been a rough year for the Churchmen, but they have executed well, and Will Delaney's knocked down a couple of triples as a travel is called here. So the Fords will have it on the turnover. The officials for today's ball game, Brian Nugent, Pat Tobler, and Jim Carlin. And it's been a relatively calm afternoon, just 3 total fouls through the first 9 minutes of play as Rogers splits the D and the foul. Bernie Rogers tap dances through the defense and goes to the free throw line. Rogers will be playing college basketball next year at Lycoming, a talented guard who has a versatile skill set. A nice touch from outside, great ball handling skills and a knack for finding the open man. EA ahead by 5. 7:02 to go in the second quarter. Lang, baseline drive, cut off by Clover. Archibald to Malloy. 4 to shoot. Archibald, pull-up jumper, no good, and Brown hauls in the rebound, but he goes across the baseline and out of bounds. So we'll stay on this side of the floor. Fresh 30 for the Churchmen. Malloy to get it in. Archibald has it stripped away. Genther leads the 2-on-1. No good with the left hand, and the rebound goes to Malloy. On the other end, Delaney, left hand. Can't get the finish, but it goes out of bounds, and Clover doesn't like the call. The baseline official, Brian Nugent, says last touch by EA, but talks it over and changes the call as Malloy heads to the bench for Episcopal Academy. Kevin McCarthy back in for the Churchmen. 6:24 to go here in the second quarter. Fords with the basketball, down by 5. Genther from the free throw line. Zach Genther, a talented senior guard who will be playing at Washington College next year, hits the 16-foot jump shot as EA on a run here in the second quarter. They have held Episcopal Academy scoreless through the first 2 minutes and 5 seconds of play here in the quarter and are currently on a 5-0 run. Delaney draws the contact, and he'll go to the stripe. The foul is on Genther. That's his first. Second of the ball game on the Fords. 5:46 to go here in the quarter. Delaney no good on the free throw as a substitution into the game for the Haverford School. David Carney checks in to replace Ethan Pollock. And Eddie Jones, the sophomore forward for Episcopal Academy, checks in. 1 for 2 trip to the line there for Delaney. He's got 10 points as EA leads 17-13 with 5:40 to go. Brown thought about the 3. Clover left open and makes EA pay. Christian Clover with his first long-range shot of the ball game. And the Episcopal Academy lead has fallen to 1. Jones. Hands off, Delaney from deep, got another. Will Delaney putting on a show. He's got 4 triples here in the first half. Genther over to Clover. He spins into the lane and draws the contact. Clover started to lose his balance, but was helped out by the late contact by Alex Zhu, so fouls on the floor. Will stay here as Rogers goes to the bench, replaced by Sims. And then Dan Kane enters for Episcopal Academy to replace Eddie Jones. Brown gets it into Genther. Brown to Clover. Air. Fight for the rebound, and it goes out of play off Sims. Now, the officials call for a timeout just to check on an equipment issue with Will Delaney as EA has the basketball. 4:43 to go here in the second quarter. The Churchmen ahead of the Fords by 4. McCarthy. Hands off. Good movement here, but McCarthy bobbled the feed. He was open on the reverse. Kane hit him in stride. 5 to shoot. Malloy, deep triple, no good. Brown skies for the rebound. Sims can't haul in the touchdown pass as Bernie Rogers re-enters to replace Jameel Brown. Brown goes to the bench for the first time today. 4:11 to play here in the second quarter. Back and forth action in the final game of the season for two Interac opponents. McCarthy. Now Delaney against Sims. Good defense there. 10 on the shot clock. Delaney. Powers in, but put it too strong off the glass. Clover leads the Fords the other way. Gets into the paint, lost the ball, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by EA. Boyd and Brown check in for the Fords. Tyler Bolio and Alex Zhu re-enter for Episcopal Academy. 3:33 to go here in the second quarter. 20 seconds on the shot clock for the Fords. Trouble in the corner. Rogers is doubled. His pass stolen by Bolio. Nice effort on the sideline there by Tyler Bolio, who played earlier today in the JV game for these two squads. And now a timeout taken by Episcopal Academy with 3:19 to go here in the first half. We'll take a break. You're watching Interac Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Out of a Episcopal Academy timeout, there's 3:19 to go here in the second quarter. The Churchmen ahead of the Fords 20-16. Chris Markowitz on the call here for the Sports Fanbase Network. And we've got a solid crew working this game. My producer, Lyle Bowden, our camera operator, Elia Harriet. Shout out to them doing an excellent job here at Episcopal Academy. The Churchmen got out to a big 16-5 lead in the first quarter and surprised the Fords. Haverford School has played well here in the second quarter as Lang nails the baseline jumper. The starting five on the floor for the Churchmen. Rogers settles the Fords into the half-court offense. Boyd, strong drive, and he traveled. An extra step taken by Isaiah Boyd. And turnover issues continue today for the Haverford School. Dan Springman enters to replace David Carney with 2:45 to go in the second quarter. Malloy swings to McCarthy. Lang for three, no good. And Boyd rips down the rebound. Brown, deep triple. Gets the kind roll. A shooter's touch from distance results in a three-point make for Jameel Brown. It's a one-possession ball game. EA ahead by 3. 2:07 to go in the first half. Malloy isolated against Sims. Kicks to Archambault. 8 on the shot clock. McCarthy pulls up and misses the triple. Ball goes out of play. Last touch by Episcopal Academy. Under 2 minutes to go here in the first half. Light press here by EA. Brown. Off the pump fake, earns a trip to the line. Jameel Brown drove the lane, pump faked, got McCarthy in the air, and draws the contact to go to the free throw line. First foul of the ball game on Kevin McCarthy and the 5th foul on Episcopal Academy. Checking into the game for EA is Tyler Bolio. He replaces Will Lang with 1:38 to go in the second quarter. Brown goes 2 for 2 on that trip to the free throw line. He has 7 points to lead the Fords as they trail by 1 with 1:34 to go here in the first half. Bolio to McCarthy. Fadeaway jumper is an air ball, but the rebound goes to EA. Archambault around the rim and out. Rogers pushes down to the other end, lost the ball, and it's taken away by Bolio. 2-on-1, the extra feed finds McCarthy. Nice play there by Bolio to set up McCarthy with the bucket. Rogers pressured, and now a foul is called. That foul is on Malloy. 6th team foul as Bernie Rogers goes to the bench, replaced by Chris Sims. Oh, excuse me, it's Zach Genther who just came into the game for the Fords. And onto the floor for EA is Alex Zhu to replace Sam Malloy. That foul was on Malloy. It's his second. Brown draws the double team. Springman throws it away. Good pressure here by the Episcopal Academy defense. And they have made the Fords uncomfortable in the first 2 quarters of play. We've seen some uncharacteristic turnovers by the Haverford school, and perhaps Bernie Rogers and the coaching staff for the Fords will make some halftime adjustments. Malloy to McCarthy. He tries the 3 and left it short. Shot clock unplugged. Archambault with the offensive rebound, but his pass stolen by Brown. Jameel Brown through a sea of white jerseys. Now Sims with 11 on the game clock. Clover, 5 to shoot. Baseline drive. Genther to Sims at the buzzer. No good. So at halftime, Episcopal Academy leads the Haverford School 24-21. We'll take a break, but when we come back, I'll recap the first half. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back into Episcopal Academy. The Episcopal Academy Churchmen ahead of the Haverford School 24-21 here at the half. And we'll take a quick look at the box score. First for the visiting Fords. Jameel Brown led the Haverford School with 7 points in the first half. Zach Genther had 5. Bernie Rogers, Christian Clover, and Dan Springman each had 3 points. A balanced attack for the Fords, but they struggled with turnovers and held to just 21 points in the first half of action. So credit Episcopal Academy, who came out aggressively on the defensive end of the floor and have made this a difficult ball game so far for the Haverford School. As we take a look at scoring numbers for EA, Will Delaney led the way with 13 points. He hit 4 threes in the first half of action. Kevin McCarthy with 5, Adam Archambault with 4, and Will Lang with 2 points. And for the EA Churchmen, it's been a tough 21 campaign, Came into this ball game at 1-8 on the year, but they're trying to play spoiler. This is a Haverford School team that unofficially, because of how everything's shaping out this year in 2021, there will be no league champion crown. But if the Fords win this ball game, they'll finish at 7-2, which pretty much secures the best record in the conference. And that's something that I'm sure they want to take home, that unofficial crown. EA trying to play spoiler here today in their season finale. A few minutes away here from the third quarter, and happy to be with you here on the Sports Fan Base Network. Give my producer, Lyle Bowden, a shout-out for catching me off guard there from the right here, my right, I should say. And, you know, it's been a great season here in the Interact. We're just happy to have some action. Got to call the girls' basketball game yesterday for EA, their senior day victory over the Baldwin School. EA boys taking on the Haverford School in their season finale here as well. And we're just happy to have sports in some capacity here in what's been a crazy 2021 year, as the Churchmen start the second half with possession of the basketball. Malloy guarded by Rogers. Lang tries to feed the post. Brown got a hand on it to knock it out of play across the baseline. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Brown steals the inbound away from Malloy. And the Fords settle into their half-court offense. EA has applied a lot of pressure defensively, and you're going to see that trend continue, as I overheard at halftime Coach Shanahan of the Churchmen telling his team, look, only one of us has 2 fouls. Let's play aggressively in this second half, as Genther gets into the lane for the layup. He's got 7 points now for the Fords. Churchmen ahead by 1, 7:05 to go in the third quarter. Lang guarded tightly by Clover. Archambault fades and is blocked by Pollock. Clover traveled. It was the hesitation on the three-point shot. And before he put the ball down, Clover took the extra step. Rogers and Clover stay in the backcourt to press here. Malloy over to Archambault. There's Will Delaney, who was on fire in the first half, hit 4 threes. This corner three no good for Malloy. Brown secures the miss. Clover to the corner, good movement. Genther, extra feed, and Pollock lays it in. Nice vision from Genther to find Pollock for his first hoop of the afternoon. And the Fords lead for the first time in a while, as Rogers is guilty of the blocking foul. And that's actually the first lead of the ball game for the Haverford School. It comes with 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter. Lang goes to the bench for Episcopal Academy, replaced by Dan Kane. Delaney guarded by Brown. McCarthy tries the hook shot, put it too strong off the back iron. Genther, pressured by McCarthy. Now Brown feeds for Clover, +1. A nice wraparound pass by Brown, hit Clover in stride, and he'll go to the line. That foul was on Dan Kane. It's his first. Ethan Pollock heads to the bench for the Fords, replaced by Chris Sims. So the Haverford School going to a small lineup here, all guards out on the floor. Clover connects on the old-fashioned three-point play. He's got 6 points now as the Fords lead by 4. They're on a 7-0 run here in the third quarter. Episcopal Academy looking for its first basket of the second half. Delaney, pump fakes, left open, no good. It was a good fake to set up the open look, and now a tie-up. The arrow favors the Haverford School. Genther thought he was fouled. And a timeout taken by Episcopal Academy with 5:02 to go here in the third quarter. The Haverford School leads Episcopal Academy 28-24. We'll step away. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. The Haverford School leads Episcopal Academy 28-24 with 5:02 to go here in the third quarter. Chris Markowitz on the call for the Sports Fan Base Network. Episcopal Academy led the entire first half. They had a 24-21 lead at halftime, but the Fords on a 7-0 run here in the third quarter. Bernie Rogers hauls in the loose ball, drives against Malloy. Clover, deep triple, splash. Christian Clover with his second trifecta of the ball game. He's got 9 points, and the Fords have a 7-point lead as they have outscored EA 10-0 here in the third quarter. Whatever halftime adjustments Bernie Rogers made, they're working. Delaney no good on that triple. He's 0 for 2 from distance in this quarter as Genther with a nice hustle play to deflect that off of McCarthy and give the Fords possession of the basketball. Matt McCarthy checks in for Episcopal Academy along with Will Lang, and they replace Adam Archibald and Dan Kane, and then Alex Zhu comes onto the floor to replace Will Delaney with 4:10 to go here in the third quarter. Brian Shanahan and the Churchman coaching staff searching for answers here as they have not scored a bucket through the first 4 minutes of play in the third quarter. Clover backs down, hits Sims from the corner, pure. Chris Sims all net on the corner triple. And the Haverford School has opened up a 10-point lead. They're on a 13-0 run. Malloy no good on the pull-up jumper. Clover into the lane, off the target on the finger roll. Lang lost control, and that's a turnover. Will Delaney will re-enter for Episcopal Academy to replace Sam Malloy. And Eddie Jones comes out onto the floor for the Churchmen to take the spot of Kevin McCarthy with 3:16 to go here in the third quarter. 10-point advantage for the Haverford School. Rogers around a Genther screen. Clover from distance, that's air. And it's been a hot and cold evening for Christian Clover. He's knocked down 2 triples, but has airballed a pair as well. Brown off the miss. Sizes up Delaney. Rogers from the mid-range, no good. Rogers was open from distance, elected to dribble in from 15 and pull up as Sims off the steal lays it in. The lead up to 12 now for the Fords. Clock ticking. Lang gets it in to Zhu. Pressure here by the Haverford School. Zhu has the ball stripped, gets it back, and then a foul is called. A timeout taken by Episcopal Academy. With 2:08 to go here in the third quarter, the Fords lead the Churchmen 36-24. We'll take a break. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. The Haverford School has its foot on the gas pedal right now with 2:08 to go in the third quarter. The Fords lead the Churchmen 36-24, and the Haverford School is in the middle of a 15-0 run. Episcopal Academy scoreless through the first 5 minutes and 52 seconds of the second half. Trouble on the inbounds, but they get it into Malloy. Delaney to McCarthy. 10 on the shot clock. Malloy to Delaney. 4 to shoot. Delaney doesn't get it off in time. And the offensive struggles continue for Episcopal Academy. The Haverford School takes over with 1:41 to go here in the third quarter. Boyd tries to feed Brown in the post, but Archibald kicks it away. This will be a baseline inbound for Brown. Genther lines up the triple, and it goes around the rim and out. That was halfway down for Zach Genther, but there was a lid on the rim. Delaney pulls up, too strong, and then a foul is called on the rebound. Adam Archibald guilty of the foul. That's his third of the ball game. .60 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Brown to Genther, tries another 3, front iron, Sims with the board, Now Rogers deep triple, knocks it down. Bernie Rogers with his first three-point shot of the ball game. It's a 15-point lead for the Haverford School. They have outscored Episcopal Academy 18-0 here in the third quarter. Malloy on the fadeaway, no good. Shot clock unplugged. Brown slows down at the EA logo. Guarded by Delaney. Brown draws the double team, kicks. Genther from distance. All net for Zach Genther as the Haverford School outscores Episcopal Academy 21-0 in the third quarter and takes a 42-24 lead into the fourth. We'll take a break. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Welcome back into Episcopal Academy, the Haverford School in the middle of a 21-0 run as the Forge trailed the Churchmen 24-21 at the halftime, but they put up the same amount of points in the third quarter that they did in the entire first half. Episcopal Academy still searching for its first bucket of the second half of action, and it's an impressive run right now. The Fords are on. They're playing motivated. They made the necessary adjustments, and now it's time for the Churchmen to counter here. As EA has possession of the basketball. Delaney, who hit 4 threes in the first half, throws in the hook shot, and the lid finally taken off the rim for Episcopal Academy. Rogers from 13, no good. Rebound to Delaney. Will Delaney, 4-3, got it! Will Delaney with 5 points in 30 seconds. And now the inbound is stolen. Delaney tries another three. Will Delaney doing his best Reggie Miller impression. It's a 10-point ball game. And now a blocking foul is called on Episcopal Academy. But their spirits are raised early on in this fourth quarter as Chris Sims checks in to replace Ethan Pollock for the Haverford School. Will Delaney with 8 points in a matter of 32 seconds. He's got 21 in the ballgame to lead all scorers. So just when it looked like the Haverford School was going to run away with it, EA goes on an 8-0 run to open up the fourth. And now an offensive foul is called on Christian Clover. The basket will not count. McCarthy got in front of him and drew the contact late. And that's a costly turnover. Clover thought that McCarthy was moving, but the call favors EA. The Churchmen have the basketball, down by 10 with 6:58 to go in the fourth quarter. Here comes the double team. McCarthy tries to shovel it to Malloy, but it goes out of bounds, and that's a turnover. And the officials disagree. The far sideline official saying last touch by the Fords. Timeout on the floor. And they actually award EA with a timeout before the turnover occurred. So that is the call. We'll take a break. 6:53 to go here in the fourth quarter. But some back and forth action. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Episcopal Academy playing inspired basketball here in the first minute and 7 seconds of the fourth quarter. They're on an 8-0 run as they trail the Haverford School 42-32. Chris Markowitz here for the Sports Fanbase Network. The Fords outscored EA 21-0 in the third quarter, but it's the Churchmen now going on a run. Malloy with 10 on the shot clock. Delaney, he's got all 8 in the fourth. Slips, finds McCarthy. 4 to shoot. His runner doesn't fall, but the rebound goes to him. Tie up on the baseline, and the arrow favors the Fords. 6:29 remains in regulation. Episcopal Academy making it difficult for the Haverford School late in this ball game as Brown finds Sims. And the Fords have it in the half court. Rogers behind the back. Fouled by Delaney as Rogers' glasses tumble to the hardwood. That foul on Delaney is his first. Sims inbounds to Rogers in the back court. He crosses the Episcopal Academy E. Sims, high post. Brown around the screen. Kicks inside, and Genther lays it in. Zach Genther with 12 points. He's played a key role today for the Haverford School as the Fords lead by 12. Hook shot falls for McCarthy. Kevin McCarthy with his first basket of the second half. He's got 5 points. Nice feed from Genther, and Clover gets the bounce. 12-point lead for the Haverford School. Malloy over to Delaney. Lang on the drive. Delaney to Lang for 3. Doesn't get the roll. Sims quick to get to the other side of the floor. And a travel's called on Brown. That's a turnover. EA takes over with 4:59 to go, down by 12. Delaney goes to the bench, replaced by Alex Zhu. McCarthy over to Zhu. 15 on the shot clock. Sims near steal, and it's taken away by Genther. So Sims picks the pocket of Sam Malloy. And Brown moves slowly into the half court as he looks over the chessboard. Clover. Now Rogers to Sims on the cut. Clover, lefty hook, +1. Foul is on Tyler Bolio. As a couple subs into the ballgame for Episcopal Academy, Will Delaney comes back in and is joined by Eddie Jones. Sam Malloy and Kevin McCarthy head to the Pine with 4:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Clover knocks down the free throw. Layup no good for Delaney, but he'll go to the line. And despite his team's deficit, it's been an impressive ball game for Will Delaney. He has 21 points on the afternoon, 8 of Episcopal Academy's 10 here in the fourth, and put another one up there for him. Two more points for Will Delaney after a perfect trip to the free throw line. Episcopal Academy trails the Fords by 13. Rogers on a spin. Back out to Sims. Fight for possession, and the arrow favors EA. So Rogers guilty of the turnover. Malloy re-enters for Episcopal Academy along with McCarthy. Isaiah Boyd onto the floor for the Haverford School. Delaney, guarded by Brown. McCarthy drives baseline and will go to the stripe. Nearly got the and one to fall. But Kevin McCarthy had 7 points on the afternoon, and he'll try to add to his total here. Matt McCarthy heads to the scorer's table and waits to check in. Tyler Bolio also will check in, and he'll have to wait as he was late to get to the table. Most likely will replace McCarthy if he makes this free throw. And that is the case. So McCarthy goes to the bench with 9 points. 3:38 remains here in the fourth quarter. It's the season finale for Episcopal Academy and the Haverford School. With a win today, the Fords would be the unofficial champions in the Interact for the 2021 season, as they knocked off Malvern earlier this week and have a 2-1 record against Malvern Prep this season. At 7-2, they'd have the best mark this year. And Brown, no good on the layup, gets his own miss and puts it in, plus the foul. Jameel Brown powers in the late layup, and he'll head to the line. That's the first bucket of the second half for Brown, as a pair of subs enter for Episcopal Academy. Lang and McCarthy replace Eddie Jones and Matt McCarthy. This free throw would give Brown double digits, and he nets it. Timeout taken by Bernie Rogers and the Haverford School. 3:12 to go here in regulation. The Fords ahead of the Churchmen by 14. We'll take a break. You're watching Interact Basketball here on the Sports Fanbase Network. Academy, Lang and McCarthy. The Haverford School leads Episcopal Academy 52-38 with 3:12 to go in regulation. And the Fords, if they hold on in this ball game, will be the unofficial Interac League champions. They'd have the best record in the conference. I say unofficial because it was decided before the season that there would be no league champion crowned at the end of 2021 because of everything that's gone on due to COVID. It's been such a tough year for so many teams adjusting. As McCarthy lines up a three and gets the kind roll. Kevin McCarthy not giving up for the Episcopal Academy Churchmen, as he has 7 points here in the fourth quarter. The Fords in the half court ahead by 11. Brown in the post, double teamed. Sims out to Boyd. Clover steps through and will go to the stripe. Christian Clover navigated through the paint. There were a couple of white jerseys in his way, but he was able to sidestep them, draw the contact, and earn the trip to the free throw line. The foul is on Delaney. It's his third, as Zach Genther re-enters for the Haverford School to replace Isaiah Boyd. And for Episcopal Academy, as Clover hits both free throws, this isn't their senior day because they celebrated earlier in the season. Wanted to get it out of the way just in case there were cancellations towards the end of the year. But it will be the final time that 4 players wear the white basketball jersey here for the Churchmen, as Malloy secures the floorboard. Tries the three and nets it. Sam Malloy hits a triple. The Fords lead down to 10. On the other end, the Haverford School slows down into their half-court offense. Less than 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth. And those 4 seniors for the Churchmen, Nick Marshall, Adam Archambault, Will Delaney, and Alex Zhu. Genther charges into Malloy, so that's an offensive foul. It's been a spirited end to this ball game, as EA trailed by 18 coming into the fourth. They've put up a fight here late. Got to give Ryan Shanahan and his squad credit here. It's been a tough 2021 campaign, but they have fought tooth and nail to the finish. Deep three for McCarthy, all net. Kevin McCarthy knocks down a long triple. It's a 7-point ball game. Single-digit lead for the Haverford School. Brown guarded by McCarthy. And Kevin McCarthy has 15 points today, 10 here in the second half, as Brown holds and lets some time run off the clock. Genther drives baseline, 4 on the shot clock. Clover lays it in. Great execution late in the shot clock there for the Haverford School. And we called out the EA seniors as Delaney shot no good, but he got blocked, so we'll stay here. Give a shout out to the Haverford School seniors as well. Bernie Rogers, Christian Clover, Zach Genther, Chris Sims, Ethan Pollock, Matt Carlino, and Matt Quigley, as this will be the final basketball game of the season for the Haverford School. Malloy's three doesn't get the roll. Clover hauls in the miss and is fouled. And EA over the limit, so Clover will walk the 94 feet and take some free throws down at the other end of the floor. And substitutions will check in for the Haverford School with 22 seconds to go. And there you see some hugs and embraces as these seniors, some seniors check out for the final time. Zach Genther, Chris Sims, and Carlino Quigley out on the floor for a final possession of their career, joined by Carson Maston, the young sophomore guard for the Haverford School, who's got a promising career ahead of him. Will Lang leaves the floor for Episcopal Academy. Second free throw, no good for Clover. EA trails by 10. McCarthy heaves up another triple. That's no good. Zoo with the rebound. McCarthy to Archambault, and he knocks down a bucket with 5.3 seconds to go. A timeout taken by Brian Shanahan and Episcopal Academy. And we'll keep it here. Just 5.3 seconds remain here in the 2021 Interact basketball season. Got a couple games going on both today and tomorrow, but for these two squads, this will be it. And barring a miracle here in the final seconds, the Haverford School will improve to 7-2 on the year. That will be the best record in the Interact this season. EA will fall to 1-9 in their 2021 campaign. And it'll be the final time we see 11 players, 7 seniors for the Fords, 4 for the Churchmen. Kearney will inbound for the Haverford School. And right now, Episcopal Academy only has 4 players on the floor. And now Dan Kane enters. So they have 5 players. The inbound goes to Maston, and that will do it for us here in the 2021 Interact basketball season as Maston powers home a slam after the clock expires. Final score in this ball game, the Haverford School 57, Episcopal Academy 49. Thank you so much for joining us today for some Interact League basketball. This has been fun, not just today, but all season, bringing you coverage here on the Sports Fanbase Network. A big shout out to our crew, Lyle Bowden, my producer, and on camera, Elijah Harriet. For the Sports Fanbase Network, I'm Chris Markowitz saying so long and happy weekend here from Episcopal Academy.
Yes, great job. There we go. Thank you.
I'm so used to the. It's just so.
Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I got hand sanitizer in my car. It's the only time in my life I'll ever root against Drexel, but I'm rooting hard against them right now. Because Ari told me that he can't.